Hello, everyone, and welcome back to OneSoccer. I'm your host for today, Josh Deming, and I am joined by my colleague Alex Gangue-Ruzic and a special guest, Kadin Chung. So first things first, Kadin, how are you doing today? And welcome, and I appreciate you giving some time to meet with us.
Thanks, guys. I'm doing great. How about yourselves?
Doing pretty good. Excited to talk about your career so far, and I'm gonna kick things off with the first question. And you returned home this offseason. I just want to know what went into your decision to return to the Canadian Premier League with Vancouver FC, and how it's been to live back at home and play after how things ended with TFC.
Yeah, I was brought the idea of coming back probably I'd say October, November last year. There were talks about potentially grabbing me on loan for this year from TFC, but I had meetings with TFC and the coaching staff there, and we both thought it was the right decision for me to try to get a permanent move somewhere and really establish myself again. And it just ended up working that Vancouver was looking for a player, and again, I was fortunate enough to know the owner Rob really well, and he told me a lot of great things about the project. So it was a very easy decision for me.
And obviously, Caden, you're playing back at home again, but if you go full circle, this isn't the first time you played professionally in Vancouver. Back in the day, you're on that Whitecaps FC2 team, and we're just looking back through, and it's a fun roster to look at. You obviously have Alphonso Davies, kind of the big name looking at from 2016. Sam Adekugbe is doing well for himself these days. A lot of your former CPL teammates, how was it to kind of take those first steps as a pro in that environment, and how cool has it been to see where some of your teammates have gone since, yourself included?
Yeah, obviously it's a great environment. The names you mentioned is there's a reason why they are where they are today, and to get to learn from them and know them growing up, and at an age where you really want to make an imprint on yourself. These guys did that, and learning from them every day, getting to know them, talking to them, seeing how they play. I mean, as a 16, 17-year old, it was great. And not only them, but I had a very good coach as well, and in Alan and Rich in that last year, and um, very, very happy with that part of my career, just because of, like you said, the names where they are right now, and overall great experience.
So, Caden, shortly after your time with the Vancouver Whitecaps 2 team, you went abroad. You went to Germany. I'm just wondering what it was like to test yourself like that at such a young age.
Yeah, it was very difficult, both on and off the pitch for me. I mean, going there, different culture, first time living away from home, having to navigate through that sort of lifestyle off the pitch, and then on the pitch, it's different mentality. Guys are very seriously fighting for their jobs, and guys didn't really give me the time of day over there, and I had to really fight to make an imprint there. And I enjoyed it, though. I mean, lots of positive experiences and lots of things to learn from and grow from, and I think ultimately it helped me quite a bit moving on in my career.
And of course, after that move, you had the chance to return to BC, maybe not home. You ended up going to the island, and you ended up being the first ever player for Pacific FC, of course, a brand new team in a brand new league. I mean, what were those discussions like to join a project like the CPL that maybe hadn't existed yet?
Yeah, so coming back from Europe that off season, um, I didn't have too much to look towards. Obviously, the North American season was probably halfway through their season, and not a lot of teams are looking to pick up players. And I actually went on trial at TFC2 during that time, that summer in 2018, I believe, and you know, uh, they wanted to pick me up for the following year. I think it was USL League One they were going into at that time, and um, I picked up a bit of an injury, and then I was sent home. So I was home for about 3 4 months, and then I went to watch one of my brother's residency games, and James happened to be there, James Merriman, and he pulled me over, and we had a quick chat about the CPL. I didn't know too much about it, but I know he was going to be at Pacific for that first season, and we had a good long chat, and I strongly considered it. I went through my rehab, and eventually I gave in, and I signed, and I was really happy about that decision, being a part of, something new and exciting, and I'm really glad that that happened. So.
And I think it's fair to say, Caden, that your time with Pacific was very successful. You won the North Star Shield under Pamadou Ka, which was incredible. How special was it to play with that group, especially since you were there since day one, the first signing?
Yeah, it was special. Like you said, being there from day one, you're really growing and learning with the project, and you've been through all the highs and all the lows, and to finish my time there with the championship was surreal, a very special emotional moment, and the bond you make with the guys that have been there through it all with you is special, and it's lifelong. So I mean, I'm appreciative for my time there, and I have nothing but positive feelings towards everyone. So it's great.
And then, of course, that year wasn't just special because of the championship, but you also had the first ever Ferryside derby, chance to play the Vancouver Whitecaps at home. You guys go out and win the game in pretty convincing, dominant fashion. How sweet was that victory? Just in terms of the magnitude of the upset, but also yourself, Taryn, Marco, a few former Whitecaps guys. Maybe did that add a bit of motivation, a bit of fire to get that one over the line?
Yeah, I've obviously had that date circled that year for ever since it was announced, and we had a tough match away against Calvary to be there, and it was just such a surreal experience. I mean, yeah, there was that added fire and emotion to it, but we all just wanted to prove to ourselves that we were capable. A lot of us have that doubt being released by the Whitecaps that maybe we weren't good enough, or we weren't ever going to get a chance to prove that we could compete against them and in that level. And I feel like that game just was a huge boosting point for us, in terms of myself, like just the belief after that win that I could push on and play at a higher level and compete, and that I wasn't someone that was proven wrong, that they were right. And it was special, having my family there, and how much they've been through as well. It's a lot of stress on them, of course, but it was a great night. Like you said, I thought we won pretty convincingly, and I'm just very, very happy about it.
I like the confidence, but Caden, you were able to actually play at a higher level because after that fantastic season you had with Pacific, you earned yourself a move to TFC. I'm just curious to see what that whole experience was like, joining a club like TFC and training and playing with some top players on that side.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great experience from day one. Obviously, came in on a trial basis, and did well enough to earn a contract. A very stressful time again. I mean, you never want to be without a contract in this game, but I knew if I ever wanted to test myself and prove to myself further that I could play at that level, I needed to go and explore that option. And a great preseason, learned a lot, realized that this is the level that I wanted to be at, and I felt like I had a good start to the season as well. I think I played 8 of the first 11 games, but I picked up a few injuries, fell in and out of the squad after that, and then Richie came back, Jaquil came back from injury, and I found it tough to get another opportunity to break into the squad, and it was a difficult time for me mentally. Obviously, having to deal with that. I'm playing with the second team, training with the second team lots as well. But I learned a lot from that experience, just the resilience that you need to have to continue to go and stay positive and keep trying to push yourself. And, at the end of the day, it's a positive experience in the end. And I'm happy for all the highs and all the lows of it. It was definitely, a dream come true to be there and to play with some of these players that, I never thought was going to be possible, to be honest. But, yeah, very, very happy with the experience.
Some of those highs you mentioned, I mean, He also did win a trophy earlier that year, the 2020 Canadian Championship final. Of course, a bit of an anomaly with everything, but you got a chance to play in that final. Come off the bench, you end up getting the win over Forge. How sweet was it to get a trophy win like that, and especially share that maybe with a guy like Lucas, who you came through for with Pacific?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you go to a team like TFC, you expect to be contending for trophies every season, and yeah, it was a bit unconventional. Obviously, we weren't part of the 2020 squad that got there, but yeah, I mean, it's why we play. We play to win games, and I'm not complaining about any of that. So, um, yeah, I mean, it is a great feeling, especially Lucas as well there. We held the trophy. I think there's a picture of us together holding the trophy up. It's pretty amazing. It's a competition I watched growing up. I sat it through a lot of, I think, a couple finals at BC Place, and um, just to be able to experience that and say now that I've won that competition is special. So, very, very, very pleased and grateful for that opportunity.
And now fast forwarding ahead to Vancouver FC. I mean, right now you have a manager with the pedigree of Afshin Ghotbi. I'm just curious to see what it's like learning from him and just everything he's been through and how you potentially could see it helping your game.
No, yeah, he's a very detailed and thorough manager. Great experience. Obviously, he's been to World Cups. He's coached at very high levels, and his wisdom and knowledge is something that I am hoping to grasp on and learn the most from. He's making me think about the game a little differently now. Obviously, I've been playing in a different position and trying to get comfortable there, and really I've put a lot of trust and faith into his plan, and because I really do believe in what he's saying and how he's kind of grabbing this group and making us believe a little more each day, and just the way he talks and about football and how much he loves the game and his passion is something that really drives me. So, I mean, the experiences I've had with him so far have been amazing.
Kind of be interested about that position change. It's so fascinating. We see a lot of fullbacks make that jump into midfield, and obviously see yourself. You'd been a fullback since you were 16, 17, since you've been in the pro game. So what are some of the differences you've maybe seen in this position change? Because I mean, just little things, I guess, shoulder checks, little hip movements. How's it been like to adjust to those little things that you learn on the fly?
Yeah, I mean it's definitely challenging. Like, I'm used to having the touch line behind me. I know what's behind me. I don't have to look all the time, and um, but I can see why he's put me there. I mean, I've growing up, I've been a player that loves to combine and be on the ball as much as I can, and um, I feel like I can influence the game in a different way. But obviously, it's going to take some getting used to. I think it was maybe just the week before the Pacific game was when he told me. He said, like, just have patience with me, have some faith, and I think every session, every game, I'm getting a little more and more comfortable. And but yeah, like you said, the shoulder checks, the awareness part of the game is a lot different in midfield. Just the amount of focus you have to have is something that I didn't realize in the midfield, and I now have more of an admiration for midfielders everywhere. But that and I had probably the running. It's a little different. You're always running, and you're doing shorter sprints to press and close down guys, as opposed to 60-yard recovery runs or overlaps. So there's definitely differences and changes, but I'm embracing it, and I'm excited for it. So.
Following up a little bit on that question, Alex and I actually did a Canadian Championship preview stream, and we kind of, not to put any pressure on you, but compared the move from like a Philip Blom, Joshua Kimmich, who went from right back to the center mid position. So a couple good company there, but Afshin actually said that he saw a higher ceiling for you at the center midfield position. So could you see yourself pick up that position more long term and maybe push to try to get into the Canadian men's national team picture?
Yeah, like I said before, I have faith in his vision. He's been around the game for a while, and if he sees that in me, then I don't have a reason not to believe it as well. Obviously, it's tough for me to see right now, just because of I've never played the position before. But I can see the growth, like I said, day by day, and I'm openly embracing it and excited for it. But you know, those comparisons, I mean, it happens in football. It's happened before, so I understand why, and I can see why. It's just about me taking that opportunity, and I do believe that you know it's not can never be a negative thing, even if it doesn't completely work out. I know that I've had experience in this position now, and I know that I can do it at this level as well.
All right, Kadin, that is all the questions we have for you today. I really appreciate you giving some time to sit down with us. And honestly, man, best of luck to you and Vancouver FC for the rest of the season, because I think you're going to be in for a good one.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys.